Hello everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and just this past week we had the season finale for Hazbin Hotel Season 2, meaning it's going to be quite a bit until we get the next season of the show. And so what I figure I go ahead and do in this video is go ahead and speculate what I think could be going down in the third season of Hazbin Hotel. But I also want to hear your guys' theories. What do you think could be going down in this third season? And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to go ahead and check out the week by week breakdowns that I did for season 2. And from this point on, spoilers ahead for Hazbin Hotel Season 2. So if you haven't seen the second season, please click off this video and come back once you've seen it. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, the first thing that I want to go ahead and speculate on with Season 3 is when we could expect to see this season release. Now, we got Season 1 in 2024, and we got this 5th season in 2025, so with that logic, I'm gonna go ahead and speculate that we get Season 3 of Hazbin Hotel sometime in the year of 2026. Which would make 2026 an even more exciting year with Hazbin Hotel being a part of that year, considering that we also have 2 Marvel movies coming out next year, Doomsday and Brand New Day, along with 3 DCU projects, along with 2 very exciting games coming out, Wolverine and GTA 6. And like I said, having Hazbin Hotel Season 3 come out in that same year would already make that year very much exciting, because there's going to be a lot of great content coming our way in the entertainment sphere. But alright, now getting into details on what could go down in Season 3, surprisingly, we are still going to be seeing Vox in this third season. In fact, Vivian Madrano, the creator of Hazbin Hotel, has said that Vox stays an important character throughout all the series, which currently has up to 4 seasons. Now, the last we saw of Vox in Season 2 was him becoming an iPad after Valentino ripped off his head. So I'm thinking that Vox might be taking a bit of a backseat in Season 3 and might not be that prominent of a character in this season because of other things that the season might want to go ahead and do. And maybe give more of a focus to Velvet and Valentino, the other Vs. And I do think there is a way we could see Vox appear in Season 3, which leads me into my next theory, is that we're probably getting a court scene with the other sins. Now, we did get some small Easter eggs and references to these other sins throughout Season 2, mainly in the background, and I think that's all teasing the fact that we might be seeing these other sins make a cameo appearance in the series, and I'm thinking it'll be Vox being put on trial in front of Satan for all the things that he did in Season 2, causing a war with heaven that nearly destroyed half of the pentagram. Now, we know we will see Satan at some point in Hazbin Hotel because the voice actor Patrick Page posted on Instagram that he recorded some lines for Hazbin Hotel. And this is the same actor who voiced that same character in Vivian's other show, Age of a Boss, and this, I think, is the small stepping stones and teases that the world of IMP and the hotel are going to be crossing over and they're going to be interacting with one another. And I'm thinking it's gonna start with Vox's trial for all the crimes he done against demonkind, where maybe Lucifer can finally be in attendance after skipping the Stolas trial. The next theory that I have is that I'm thinking we're going to have more of a heavy focus on Angel Dust this next season, because remember, Season 2 ended with Angel Dust quitting the hotel and going back to Valentino after finding out that he's been used as a spy for Vox ever since Season 1 Episode 4, and Angel Dust just can't trust himself around the hotel because he doesn't know if at that point he'll be a spy still, which could unfortunately lead to more Angel Dust abuse. But still, I'm thinking that we're gonna have a more heavy focus on the character of Angel Dust this next season. Maybe even learn some more of his backstory when he was a human, like we got with Serpentius, Alistair, and Vox in Season 2. All we really know of Angel Dust when he was alive was that he went ahead and murdered his father. Maybe we could find out why exactly Angel Dust went ahead and killed off his father, and maybe see more of his connection with his sister Molly, which is the character that we've seen throughout the background in Heaven in both season 1 and 2, where yes, in season 2 episode 2, we did get a small cameo of Molly. And I think it all could lead to us learning the full backstory of Angel Dust, how he ended up killing his father, how he ended up in the pentagram and signed the deal with Valentino, and learning all of that backstory. And it would be cool to see Angel Dust be able to redeem himself and make it up to heaven so he can reunite with his sister, who he hasn't seen in a while. I do also want to go ahead and speculate what's going on with Alistair, because we know that Rosie and Alistair do have a connection in the series, and that is that Rosie went ahead and owned Alistair's soul, and a deal that Alistair went ahead and made when he was alive, a deal that ended up being broken in season two's finale. And during the musical number for Hear My Hope, Rosie is like, why don't you go help them? To where Alistair says, you want help? Well, you know the fee. And after all of this goes ahead and goes down, the next time we see Alistair, his staff is completely repaired and fixed. Meaning that Alistair and Rosie went ahead and struck a brand new deal. And the thing is, we do not know what that deal is specifically. There's room for speculation that maybe this deal was for Alistair to stay and help out at the hotel, since season 2 does end with Alistair staying at the hotel, but I'm thinking that maybe he stayed there on his own, maybe just to continue on his beef with Lucifer. But Alistair does have a plan up his sleeve. We just don't know it yet. We know this because during the final musical number for season 1, Alistair goes ahead and sings the lyric of, once I figure out how to unclip my wings, guess who will be pulling all the strings? So Alistair does have some sort of plan that he has in mind for all of the pentagram. It's just something that we don't know yet, and maybe that this new deal that he struck with Rosie is a part of that plan. Now I'm very intrigued to see where they go with the character of Alistair next, because, well, he is my favorite character of the Hazbin Hotel series, and I'm intrigued to know what his overall plan is for this actual series. Another theory that I have that may not be true this season but could be true for a future season is that I definitely think that we will see more of a progression with the relationship that Charlie and Vaggie have. And maybe this season this could be where Vaggie finally stops looking extremely angry when Charlie and Emily are interacting with one another, which is something that we saw in both seasons that we've gotten. And maybe we could start to see the stepping stones to where maybe Charlie and Vaggie want to further their relationship and possibly get married. That could be something that I could see go down in a future season of the series, and I think that maybe season 3 could be a stepping stone to where Vaggie and Charlie eventually get married. I know, it's an out there theory, but I just think that that could be a logistical step that Vaggie and Charlie could take with their relationship, considering that they really like each other. Sure, they had their back and forths before, but at the end of the day, they still really care for one another, and I think that could be something where it would be a great way to end off the series. But again, that's just me speculating, and maybe this could be wrong. I'd be willing to admit if I was wrong. But alright, let's go ahead and throw out the speculation of who could be the main villain for season 3. I really only see 3 possible candidates being the main villain for this 3rd season. The first of which being Lou. Lute was a character that really didn't get much to do in season 2 of Hazbin Hotel. Sure, we got a whole musical number that admittedly was awesome, but unfortunately her story arc was not really concluded in the 2nd season, and that was one of the things that I found to be kind of a bothering thing with season 2. But maybe Vivian has plans for Lute's storyline to be a main focus for season 3, with Lute being the main villain. Which is what maybe could be what was teased during the epilogue, where we got to see Lute and the hallucination of Adam, which, side note, there was a larger connection with Adam and Lute that we don't know about, that was only teased in dialogue. And with the pentagram knowing that redemption is possible and the hotel is being packed up with guests, that would mean that the exterminations would be fully done and no longer happening. And Root might not like that at all, which could lead her to go to a certain character that is another candidate to be the main villain for season 3. But another candidate is Valentino. Because season 2 went ahead and ended with Valentino essentially becoming the new leader of the V's and acting like a hero, which, no, you're not, Valentino. Now, the reason I think this is because the voice actor for Valentino, Joel Perez, did post on his Instagram teasing that we will see more of Valentino in season 3. But this could be a connection to the Angel Dust storyline that I brought up earlier in this video, where Angel Dust could be a main focus, because remember, Angel Dust's soul is belonged to Valentino. So Valentino's role in season 3 could be either to an antagonist to Angel's storyline or the main villain of season 3. But the main candidate that I think could be the main villain of this next season is Lilith herself. Now, season 2 went ahead and ended with a cliffhanger of Lilith finally answering Charlie's calls, heavily hinting that we will finally see Lilith in action in this next season. And that is very exciting because Lilith is a mysterious character, and if I remember correctly, most recently, Vivian did say that the Morningstar family is going to be a big focus of this next season, and Lilith would be a part of that because, well, she is Charlie's mother and the wife of Lucifer. Now, Lilith does have a connection with Lute, as we saw towards the ending of season 1, so maybe we could find out what the deal is going on between Lute and Lilith. There are also fans in the Hazbin community thinking that Lilith has some sort of connection to the character of Rue, which is a mysterious character that Vivian has said will be appearing some point in Hazbin Hotel. I don't know if Rue would be the main villain of season 3. I'm thinking that maybe she could be the main villain of season 4, but I just have a strong thinking that Lilith will be some sort of main antagonistic figure for this next season, because before season 3, I was thinking that maybe we would get some sort of big Lilith tease, teasing her appearance for the next season, and well, we got it, but not in the way I was thinking, where maybe we could get a Lilith cameo, but that cameo happened earlier on than I expected, in the second episode. And in fact, I'm just now realizing it was because of Lilith's uprising that she did whenever she was banished down to the pentagram. It was what ended up causing the exterminations that happened in the first place. And with the exterminations most likely no longer being a thing thanks to the fact that redemption is possible, there's a good chance that Lilith finds out that the exterminations are no longer a thing, and she could go ahead and continue what she started before. And this might be the reason why Lilith is deciding to finally answer Charlie's calls. Like, I don't know, that's just my thinking and speculation on why Lilith would be the main villain for this third season, or why Lilith would even be a villain at all in the Hazbin series, but that's just what I came up with, and, well, that is essentially all of the theories that I have right now for Hazbin Hotel Season 3. I'd like to hear your guys' theories on what you think could be going down in this next season down in the comment section. I'm genuinely curious to think what you think could be going down in this next season. But while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. And have a great day.